Hello, my divine souls. Welcome to Spiritual Bloom, where we bloom within our consciousness with your spiritual guide and twin flame coach Neha. In today's episode, we will be talking about how the divine will bless you after coming into inner union in this twin flame journey. Now, have you ever wondered that why so many people chase union with their twin flame? Yet the divine keeps asking them to focus on themselves. What if the greatest reward of this journey isn't simply reuniting with other person, but becoming someone who naturally attracts miracles? Many twin flames they enter this journey believing that abundance means receiving their divine counterpart. But eventually, as they ascend, they discover something much deeper. They discover that the divine is not trying to withhold your blessings. Instead, the divine is preparing you to receive them. Now, I have already discussed about what is inner union. Inner union is what? It is a sacred state of consciousness. When your masculine and divine feminine energies, they stop fighting each other, and they come into perfect harmony and balance. Before inner union, you seek love outside yourself. But after union, you become the love and you start choosing the divine each day. Now, why the divine delays your abundance, your material success during this journey? Many people they ask that if abundance is my birthright, then why am I struggling? Because abundance without spiritual maturity often becomes another attachment. When you have attachment to material gain, status, money, that abundance is not abundance, that is attachment. So you need to have spiritual maturity in order to receive such kind of blessing and abundance. Just imagine giving enormous wealth to someone who believes that they are unworthy. What will they do with that wealth? It is obvious that they will unconsciously sabotage it. Or imagine giving unconditional love to someone still operating from abandonment wounds. What will they do? They will fear losing it every day. So the divine doesn't simply answer desires. The divine actually prepares your nervous system, your mind, your emotions, and your soul to sustain those blessings. And the delay is not punishment, it is a preparation period. And many twin flames, they spend years believing that they are waiting for their counterpart. But in reality, the divine is waiting for them to become ready to receive that abundance, that success, that happiness for what they've been praying for. Now, every manifestation begins with energy. Now, the difference between energy is that the vibration of lack, when you are operating through a vibration of lack, you will always think that I don't have enough or I'm not enough. I will only be complete when someone else chooses me, right? Now, the vibration of inner union, when you have tapped into your inner union, what will you say to yourself? That time, you'll be so much ascended that you will carry a different aura, a different spark. And you'll tell yourself that I already carry the divine love within me. And the divine love and love of God of Almighty is sufficient for me. You'll say that I trust this divine timing, I trust this journey. I know what is meant for me cannot miss me. And what happens? The universe responds to your dominant frequency. How does it respond? When the fear leaves. When your fear leaves. So the space opens, that means you create a space. You create a space. When desperation leaves, your life flows back again. And when your attachment dissolves, The blessings, they arrive naturally. Not because the universe suddenly noticed you, it is because you finally became available to receive. Now, it is very important to come into that vibration where you become available to receive your blessings. Now, many people, they have a misconception, and that misconception is that when people hear abundance, they often think that it is about finances, money, wealth, status. But divine abundance comes in many forms. It may appear as emotional peace, good health, healing from childhood wounds, supportive friendship, creative inspiration, purposeful work, financial stability, opportunities which you never imagined, unexpected acts of kindness. So, true abundance is waking up without anxiety controlling your life. It is having a peaceful heart. It is trusting that even when challenges arise, the divine is walking beside you. That's why inner union and union with your divine is so important, because you learn to surrender. And when you learn to surrender, you learn to receive. So, money can be a part of abundance, but peace is the foundation of it. You cannot receive abundance or material wealth in this journey when you come from a place of chaos, desperation, and overthinking. It will only come when you are ready to receive and you surrender to the divine. Now, many twin flames, they notice something very surprising. The moment that they stop obsessing over union or reunion, their career often begins growing. Their business expands. Unexpected opportunities, they appear from nowhere. Why? Why does this happen? This happens because your life force energy is no longer trapped in emotional survival. You have set your soul free. So instead of spending every day checking messages, watching tarot readings, wondering what your counterpart is doing, you redirect that energy towards your divine purpose. And when you redirect and transmute that energy, what happens is your purpose creates value. Value creates service, and service naturally creates abundance. So, the divine often blesses those who become available to serve others with love. So, the universe doesn't reward performance, it reflects vibration. The universe doesn't reward performance, it reflects what? It reflects your vibration. Imagine, for example, two tuning forks, okay? Strike one, the other begins vibrating automatically. So your external reality behaves similarly. When your internal world becomes peaceful, your outer world also slowly reflects that peace. You start attracting people who respect you. You naturally distance yourself from unhealthy dynamic. Your intuition becomes clear, your confidence grows, and doors begin opening because your vibration is no longer asking, "Please choose me," or "I'm desperate for this thing." Instead, it quietly declares that I already belong to myself, and I have surrendered, and I am fulfilled, and I believe in the divine timing. So many twin flames fear to surrender because they confuse it with giving up. Now, surrender is not giving up. It is actually releasing control from the journey, from your counterpart, from expectations. Now, control is a word that is rooted in fear. Control is an emotion that is rooted in fear. Whereas, surrender is an emotion which is rooted in trust. So, when you surrender, you stop trying to force timing. You stop trying to force conversations or outcomes and results. Instead, you allow divine intelligence to orchestrate what is the highest for everyone that is involved. Ironically, many blessings arrive precisely when you stop demanding them, when you stop having expectations, when you stop being desperate for it. Now, the divine doesn't always bless you the way you expected in this journey, especially. Sometimes the abundance arrives disguised as endings. It can be a job ending, making room for your true purpose, friendship ending, which creates a space for healthier connection, healthier friendships. A relationship ends, allowing you to discover your authentic self-love. At first, these experiences may feel like a loss, but later you realize that they were divine redirection. Sometimes protection looks like rejection. Sometimes delay is actually grace. And sometimes the closed door is saving you from a path that no longer aligns with your soul. So, this is perhaps the most liberating realization, that your counterpart is not your source. The divine is. And your twin flame is just a catalyst. They awaken what already exists within you. But your abundance, your peace, your healing, your purpose, it flows directly from your connection with the divine. So when you remember this, that your connection to the divine is strong and you are in inner union with divine, you stop placing impossible expectations upon another human being. You become spiritually independent while remaining open to love. And this is the true freedom, freedom of your soul. So this twin flame journey was actually never designed to leave you empty. It was designed to help you remember your divine inheritance. So inner union is not the finish line, it is the doorway. So when you stop seeking completeness outside yourself, the divine fills your life with what truly nourishes your soul. Sometimes that includes reunion, sometimes it includes a completely unexpected path. But it will always include growth, wisdom, purpose, and the abundance that comes from living in alignment with your higher self. Remember that the divine never asks you to become less in order to receive more. Instead, the divine invites you to become your authentic self, because that is the version of you which is capable of holding and receiving every blessing that is meant for your soul. So if you like this episode, do like, share, subscribe and comment. For any kind of personal guidance, you can email or WhatsApp me. My contact details have been given in the description box and mentioned in the video as well. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you again in another episode.